So here's a little written summary of a lot of the stuff I just shared in the previous video, where media queries allow us to apply certain CSS in certain conditions, and they're composed of a media type and or a number of media features. And media types are optional, and media features are also called expressions. And you could have 0 or more, which is weird. But more is like critical there. So you could have many media features, right, in your media query, like under these conditions, you can list out all the different expressions. You could have many expressions, but you can only have one media type. So we're going to see how that works, and those examples are coming up. I'm just sort of laying the foundation, giving you the overview. And so here are some examples of like the code we would use to create a media query. And we have here in CSS, we would do something like this. So we could do the media query right in our CSS, or we could do a media query in the link in our HTML to the style sheet. And this is the preferred method. And the reason it's preferred is because it allows your code to be more modular, meaning I've broken all my code up into separate files. It's not just all jammed into one big file. And I could look and I could see this is the code that's applied when I'm at this size. So it makes it modular. It's only going to deliver the code that's needed to the client when they need it. If I had one big style sheet with a bunch of media queries on it for all these different conditions, well, the guy on mobile is going to have to download all that extra code that's there for desktop, even though that dude's not going to use the desktop stuff, right? Because he's only on mobile, and only the mobile code is going to apply. So why is he downloading it? The reason why is because in the past, HTTP 1, you really had a performance penalty, right? So it's a trade-off if you made a lot of requests to the server. That is all currently changing. It's all going to HTTP 2, and with HTTP 2, you aren't penalized for multiple requests like you were with HTTP 1. So it now makes more sense to break it up and make it modular, which is just better coding practices. And you could kind of see that right here, right? I have different media queries. There's my main style sheet, and I have a media query for 600 pixels plus, and I have a media query for 800 pixels plus. And so this code will be applied to everything. This code will only be applied if your screen size is greater than 600 pixels, and this code will be applied if your screen size is greater than 800. And I've linked that right here in my, it's a weird thing I've been doing, in my, what is this? This is my HTML, right? So here's my link tag, and it has media min width 600 pixels or more. We're going to learn all about what min width and max width means in the next video, but that's how I'd link it. Alternatively, I could put it right in my style sheet, so I thought I'd show you that. So I'm just going to come in here and do a little live coding, because that's always, I think, fun to watch, though it takes longer than just like seeing, you know, hey, here's the code already written, because you got to wait while I type all this out. So I try to give a mix, give you a little bit of live coding, and then also just keep it quick and say, hey, here it is all written. This is how it works. So there's my main CSS, and split that vertically. Cool. And I like to call like my media query stuff, when I do it in another style sheet, I prefix it media query 600 plus. We'll do 600 plus. Kapow. And we'll bring this one over here too. So we could have H1, and this will be red. And we come here to main, and we do H1 and color red. And then we could do a paragraph. And our paragraph, we could do what with our paragraph? So if it's, let's say 600 pixels or more, we will do color, I don't know, red for the paragraph. And we could do a print. So here I'll put in a new style sheet, media query print. And if it's print, I could do my paragraph, and I could do a border 5 pixels dash black, right? So when it prints, it does that. And then here inside, so how would I link all that together? This is the preferred way to do it. I'm going to link main. get this out of the way. And when I link main, main is going to make my H1 red, so let's just check that out. And there's my H1. It is now red, so that's working. And then the next deal is we want to link 600 plus. And so I'm going to do media query 600 plus, and then I need to have a media, and it's going to be a rule, so we're not doing a media type, it's just going to be an expression, and we're going to do min width equals 600 pixels, min width 600 pixels. And so now that min width 600 pixels should be paragraph color red when I'm 600 pixels or more. So min width is like funny. It's like the minimum upwards. So now when I go to 600 pixels or more, oh, I don't have anything in my paragraph. Here is info in my paragraph. I will be red at 600 pixels plus and up. Refresh that, and as I move this, 600 turned to red. Sweet. And then if I want to do print, I need to link in my print. And I do that like this. And that's going to be media query print, and it's going to be media print. That's it. I'm just doing the media type, and I don't have to include any expressions. So now when I refresh this, and I go to Control P, and I look at the preview, right? That paragraph has a box, a border around it, right? Has a border around it. Cancel that. And then, so that's including, this is the preferred way to include your style sheet. And then what you could also do is you could also do this, at media, right? And then we would do min width 900 pixels, color H1, color blue. So I don't like this because you start getting blocks inside blocks and it starts looking a little crappy to me. So I don't like that method, and it's not as modular, but that's how you do it. I'm going to refresh this page, and at 900 pixels or more, H1 should go blue. Bah! Sweet. All right, so that's a little bit about how the media queries work, and yeah, let's just make sure I covered everything here. So here's how you put it into your CSS, right, and then curly braces, and here's how you'd put it into your style sheet, right, min width, that kind of a style. And yeah, and this is the preferred method, to link it in your style sheet like that, because for all these reasons which we covered. In the next video, we're going to look at min width and max width and see how that works.